All right, so welcome in to the movie pick. This is your host, Dave Mercer. My co-host today is a good man, Bradley Floyd.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. This was a movie I don't feel like I could have done without you. It's one that we've talked about a ton. So really glad to be doing this one with you.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
It is. So just so you know, I can tell you the license plate numbers of all 6 cars outside. I can tell you that our waitress is left-handed, and the guy sitting up at the counter weighs 215 pounds and knows how to handle himself. I know the best place to look for a gun is the cab of the gray truck outside. And at this altitude, I can run flat out for a half mile before my hands start shaking. Now, why would I know that? Because we're about to talk the Bourne identity.
Because you're a stud.
That's right. So this came out. Oh, I just moved. This came out in 2002, and this was the year. I don't know if you remember this year. The Angels beat the San Francisco Giants in the World Series.
There we go. Angels in the outfield.
It was Barry Bonds' only trip to the World Series, and so that was a little bit of a heartbreaker. Yeah. I was a Bonds fan back then, but this June 6th, 2002 release date. Did you look up? I know you like budgets and stuff. Did you look up the budget for this one?
No, I actually didn't on this one.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
$60 million budget, made 214 worldwide.
Wow.
What would your guess be, like, where it finished the year at, as far as, like, not in money, but like in the top,
like top 10 of that?
Yeah, top 30, top 40. Like, where would you put it?
I mean, I would think that year it probably did pretty well. Obviously, money-wise, it did. So, I mean, it had to make top 10, right?
No.
Wow.
I know. It's a steep movie.
Right?
There was a lot of good movies that came out that year. So this was actually number 19.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Now, one of the interesting things about it being number 19, so for Supremacy, which was the second one.
Yeah.
Number 7. It was number 7 in 2004.
So once you watched it, then people wanted more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I can see that. This is the first one, and not many people knowing about it,
Exactly.
It's just a new thing.
It
got popular as it grew.
Yeah. And we'll really get into this, but this was like Matt Damon's first foray into action.
Right, yeah.
So, and we'll get into that later, but Ultimatum, the third one, which came out in 2007, was number 6.
It got better.
It did. They kept upping the ante, and they
wanted more.
They did, until we got the Bourne Legacy, which I liked,
right.
but the masses of crowds did not like.
Right.
And then we got Jason Bourne, which
we got Matt Damon back.
We did, but that one was by far the worst of the 4.
Yeah.
Of the Matt Damon ones.
Yeah.
But so I did want to go over the top 5 from this year, though. And I think besides one of them, every single one of them is a sequel.
Oh.
So Men in Black 2 was number 5.
That makes sense.
It does. Star Wars Attack of the Clones, which was the second of that trilogy. Like 99, 02, and 05, those movies.
Right.
Spider-Man, the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Good movie.
Great movie.
Yeah.
We will do that. That movie is on the list.
Tobey did a great job.
He did. And that movie is 100% on the list. Also, one weird thing I noticed about Spider-Man and Bourne and kind of how they work together. 02, we get Spider-Man. 04, we get Spider-Man 2. 07, we get Spider-Man 3.
Yeah. So,
same thing with Bourne.
So all in there the same years.
Bourne and Spider-Man competing against each other. But then Harry Potter 2, so Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, that was the number 2 movie of the year. And then one that is near and dear to my heart, The Two Towers, which is my favorite Lord of the Rings movie.
Yeah.
But are you a Lord of the Rings guy?
I am.
Like, are you like those are awesome, or are you those are good? I enjoy them.
No, they were awesome to me because I was. I remember playing video games. I grew up, and my name was Aragon. It is my character, so I mean, it was.
Yes.
Now I would say I'll probably not as much now because I haven't seen them, but as frequently. But then, yes,
let the nerd flag fly.
Yeah.
Do it.
Aragon was my name.
I love it. So, sticking with Bourne, though, since that's the movie that we're covering.
Yeah.
But I do like going on those little rabbit trails a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
So, we got 5 total movies out of this. So, we got, the 4 with Matt Damon. We got the 1 with Jeremy Renner, which was the Bourne Legacy.
Right.
It's been years since I saw that one. I remember I enjoyed it, but it's been years since I saw that one.
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew this. I didn't know this. There was also a 1988 miniseries.
No.
Yes.
I didn't know
so these books started in like 1980.
Right.
And have been going on since then. And there's like close to 20 books.
Yes, there is.
Yeah. And most of the books, like if you look up the release dates on them, most of the books came out after 2004, which makes sense. Yeah. So like this movie, started like, I think the first one was like 80 or 81.
Right.
And then this movie hits, the movie's a hit. And it's actually, I think, 3 different authors, though, of the movies, which is weird. Like most of the time it's, the same guy writing
all of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
But I just thought that was pretty interesting. And I think there's more books coming still.
I think so. I think that's how, if I remember correctly, how I learned about Bourne, because my dad's a big reader.
Really?
Yeah. And he read the books and knew about them and kind of learned about the character, I guess, because it's not all matching up, but it does a lot.
Yeah.
According to him, I haven't read the books.
No, me neither. Yeah.
I just watched the movie.
Nice. Yes. So that leads into though to the first thing here. What are your first memories of this movie? Was it like, hey, Dad had these books, I know these books, or like, you tell me?
It kind of was. He because he'd read them, so he kind of told me about it and the character, being in the government agency and how cool he was, how action packed, those kind of things you look for as a kid, a young guy, I guess.
Yeah.
Coming out with a movie like this and all the things that he could do. And I guess the secrecy of the CIA and government agencies, and Dad always liked those books, so it interests me, I guess, too. But that's what I remember first about it, wanting to know and seeing. Because, again, this is a new movie. We don't know anything about it. My dad did. He was telling me about it, and that's what kind of got me to watch it.
How old were you in 2002?
I was probably 7th grade, 8th grade.
Okay.
School.
Okay. So this would have been kind of in the wheelhouse. Like you probably watched it, enjoyed the action, but maybe didn't get into like the nuances of the story at that point.
Definitely not. It was definitely about the action and fighting and car chases.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I was 19 when this came out, and I was way more into the action part even then.
Yeah.
Like I didn't understand some of the little, intrigue things that are going on, or like this guy, stabbing this guy in the back. I'm just like, beat somebody up.
Yes.
Get into another fight.
Yes. Keep fighting.
Yeah. Get that Mini Cooper. Yeah. Get that Mini Cooper and drive it around. And so
that's the stuff we're going to talk about today.
No,
it interests me then.
Yes. Yeah. No. Now the action bores me. I'm actually like, could y'all sit in a coffee shop and talk for a little bit?
Yeah. Give me some backstory.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So like I didn't have like all 3 of the other movies that we've done, which this one may come out, I don't know. But the other 3 movies that I've done so far, you and I did Ferris, and T and I have done Ferris Bueller and Clueless to this point. All of those movies I had like
Jurassic Park.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I said Ferris and Clueless.
Yeah.
I just love Ferris so much. I could do it again.
Yeah.
But so those are the 3 we've covered: Jurassic, Ferris, Clueless. I remember distinctly like when I saw them first, when I first heard about them. Bourne, I don't. Yeah. I don't remember like the first time that I heard about this movie. That may coincide with being 19.
Right. Yeah.
But I do remember watching it. I don't remember where I was at, but I remember loving it. Thinking like, this is cool.
Yeah. I definitely remember seeing it in theater.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
So your dad was like super pumped.
Yeah. I mean,
Tim was like, let's go check this out.
Can be,
yes.
Yeah. I remember going see it in theaters.
Nice. I wish I didn't have that experience. Yeah. So just a little bit about the movie. I like to cover like the actors, the directors, and all that fun stuff.
Yes.
Do you know any bit about Doug Liman? Because I didn't know a ton about it. So that's the director.
I don't. I just the name.
Yeah.
Because I looked up the name. That was it.
Yeah. His movie list is kind of interesting because you've got Swingers, which is a Vince Vaughn, Jon Favreau movie, and that's the movie that put both of those guys on the map.
Yeah.
Like they had been doing some stuff. Like they'd shown up in Rudy, they'd shown up in some other things, but that was the movie that like made Vince Vaughn Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, love Vince Vaughn,
and the two of them together.
Yeah.
Like if we ever cover like some of the best on-screen chemistry movies and like duos, Vince Vaughn and Jon Favreau would be at the top of the list.
I mean, yeah.
He did Bourne, obviously, because that's why we're talking about this. He did Mr. and Miss Smith, the Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
And one thing I noticed, Swingers is a comedy. Mr. and Miss Smith, if you watch it, and Vince Vaughn shows back up. He's got a really funny part in Mr. and Miss Smith.
Okay.
But if you watch those two movies, there's a lot of humor.
Yeah.
Like Mr. and Miss Smith, Vince Vaughn is just there for comedy relief.
Yeah. Yes.
And Brad Pitt's hilarious in Mr. and Miss Smith. I mean, the guy knows how to do comedy. He also did Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
And there's little like comedic moments there. This was like his most serious movie that I've seen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there's nothing funny in Bourne.
No, there's not. There's a couple of things I picked up on.
Yeah.
We'll get to it.
Right.
But nothing like Vince Vaughn type or any of those kind of things.
No.
Just kind of sprinkled in. More so than throughout the whole movie.
Exactly.
Like you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. I mean, I thought that was interesting. Like this was a different type of movie for him as far as, now again, he may have some other movies that I haven't seen.
Right.
But as far as the ones I've seen, this was the least amount of humor for Doug Liman.
For sure.
Matt Damon, we won't spend a lot of time here talking about Matt Damon just because we're going to spend a lot of time the whole
Yeah.
Because this is if you go back to those movies we've done so far, this is like the biggest A-lister that we've covered.
Yeah.
Matt Damon's, bigger than any actors that were in Jurassic Park or Ferris or Clueless. Paul Rudd's up there, but he's not the main guy in Clueless.
Right.
But Matt Damon's by far the biggest actor that we've talked about. And, I don't know if you knew this, Brad Pitt was the first choice to play Bourne.
Really?
Did you read that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. And he did a movie with Robert Redford instead called Spy Game.
Okay, you missed out.
He did. I mean, it worked out for all of us.
It did. Yeah. Yeah.
Worked out for Matt Damon.
It did for him. And, I mean, he's just a phenomenal actor.
Yeah,
anyways, and this solidified that.
Right.
I know we'll talk about his other movies later.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah. I mean, it worked out well for him as well.
He did some of the other people that were considered not Robert Redford, sorry. Russell Crowe. Sylvester Stallone was even considered, which would not have worked. Like, I'm really glad they didn't go that route. That would have been a much older Bourne.
I know. That's what, I was also thinking about the last one, too. I mean, we looked up, he was like 30 or 31 when we filmed this.
Right. Yeah, they'd had to change it to like 50 or 51.
Right. Yeah, so it would have been very different.
Yes. Yeah. Tom Cruise was also considered, which of course. Like, I think at this point in time, like Brad Pitt was asked to do everything.
Yes.
Tom Cruise was asked
especially
to do
action.
I'm surprised DiCaprio's not on the list, and probably somewhere on their line he was probably there somewhere.
He probably was, yeah.
But he's not really an action guy. Like, he's more of a drama guy.
Yeah. I would agree with that, and that's probably why he probably wasn't. And I don't think during that time, do you think he was as big as the ones that we just named?
DiCaprio?
Yeah.
This was not at that moment. This was after Titanic.
Yeah. He was real young then.
Yes.
Compared to them.
But after Titanic, he took. I'd have to fact check. This is like live, but he did Titanic, and then like 3 years later, he did a movie called The Beach. But I think after Titanic, it was like a 3-year break before he did The Beach, which was like in 2000.
Right.
And then it was like, I want to say, and again, this is off the top of the head.
Yeah.
It was like around that 05, 06, where he started doing those movies. We're like, man, this guy's awesome.
Right.
Like we started doing like Blood Diamond, Departed, which Departed with Matt Damon.
Yeah.
But yes, I mean, I don't know, and I don't see DiCaprio doing this type of action movie.
No, me neither.
Especially over and over again, like showing up for 3 more sequels.
Yeah.
But this name, I don't know how to say. There's actually two names on here I'm going to need your help with.
All right.
Franca Potente. That was Marie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know her from anything but Bourne Identity and Bourne Supremacy.
Right. Yeah, I don't know her either.
Yeah. She's a German actress.
Okay.
So, like, the accent wasn't fake and all that stuff. Like,
that's true. Okay.
Yeah. And that's what's funny is Jared said something about, we were watching it earlier, and Jared said something about her accent. Like, oh, you can tell. I'm like, actually, that's her legit accent.
Yeah, that's her.
Yeah. You just put down the way that she talks.
Yeah.
Now, Chris Cooper as Conklin,
Yeah.
great character actor. Like he's one of those guys, that shows up. He's great, and you hate to say this about somebody. Like if this was your dad, you'd hate. He always has a scowl.
He does.
He always looks angry about something.
He's serious.
Yes.
Yeah.
And one thing in our family that we love to do. Have you seen the Muppet movie that had Jason Segel in it? Have y'all watched that one?
I think.
Yeah.
It's been a little while.
I mean, I enjoy it, but I enjoy the Muppets.
Yeah.
But he's in that, and he's the bad guy. And you know how a lot of villains have a maniacal laugh? Like they'll just make this. He doesn't have but he actually says the words like maniacal laugh.
Yeah.
And, like instead of actually laughing, he says, and that's what I think of him every time now.
That's funny.
And like after we'd watched that, we would go around kind of saying that to each other, like maniacal laugh, but yeah, so he's good. And that's what I think of with him.
He was good, very good casting role for him.
Yeah,
and what he did.
Yeah. So we're going to kind of stick in that same world. Brian Cox as Ward Abbott. And the reason I'm saying the character names is so that when we talk about them later, kind of know what we're talking about.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you know much about him? Do you remember much about like any movies you've seen him in or anything?
No, I don't remember the movies, but if you say him, I will, because he's a familiar actor. He's not, from what I remember, always a supporting role kind of thing, but he's good at what he does.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And he's good at this movie about what, kind of being the director of all this.
This movie's perfectly cast.
Yes.
There's not like anybody in this movie, or I would say replace them with this person.
Right, yes.
Everyone in this movie is acting their tail off, and they're doing it very well.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So Brian Cox, I knew him most, besides this, I knew him from the X-Men. I think the second one is when he shows up, because he's the guy that played General Stryker.
Yes.
One weird connection for him is kind of playing the same character, because he was dealing with two guys that didn't remember who they both had memory loss.
Yes. Yeah.
So he had Jason Bourne, he had Logan from Wolverine.
Yeah.
He had him where he's like, both of these guys I helped create, and they have no idea.
And both kind of government agency kind of secrecy.
I thought that was interesting. He just like went from one script to the other. He's like, I can play that part. I just did that yesterday. Yeah. So I thought that was funny. But the most interesting thing on his IMDb, or if you look at like his filmography, he was the first Hannibal Lecter.
Oh, really?
So before Anthony Hopkins ever played Hannibal Lecter, he played Hannibal Lecter.
I can see that.
And it was in a movie called Manhunter, which was directed by Michael Mann, which is the guy that directed like Heat, and he did the Miami Vice with what's his name? Colin Farrell.
Okay.
I keep getting Russell Crowe stuck in my head.
Yeah.
But
it's a good name.
Yeah, but he did that, which I thought was interesting that he was the first Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah, that is interesting.
So Clive Owen, before he was Clive Owen.
Right. Good start for him. I mean,
great start.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he played the character well.
I think he was in the movie like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And I mean, did as much as you possibly can.
Yeah.
In 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And I think maybe said like 30 words.
Right.
And spoiler alert for the rest of like the rest of this pod.
Yeah.
But there's not a best quote section, because I didn't feel like this movie had like great quotes from it.
No, not a lot of.
But he had one line in it, was like, "Look what they've done to us," or "Look what they make you do," or "Look what they made me do."
Well, make you give up, I think.
Yes, something like that. That was the best one, but it wasn't one that I'm going to like use every day.
Right.
But so he was cool. Now this is where do you have a master's or doctorate, or where are you at on the line of? You're an educator.
Degrees? Yes,
yeah.
I have an EDS, educational specialist.
Nice.
So it's a step up below up from master's, one step below doctorate, I guess.
Okay, so I can't quite call you Dr. Floyd yet.
No.
Soon.
Maybe one day.
Maybe I like that. So you're going to help me here. I'm going to position iPad towards you. This is the guy that plays Wombosi. So you can use. I put the.
Wally Kinea Agbaja.
Close enough for me.
Yeah.
Close enough for me. So
and
that
is
is.
To say Wombosi.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. We're just going to say the guy that plays Wombosi. Yes. He's a tough guy in a ton of movies.
Yeah.
Like what's weird, we had just watched Congo. It's a terrible, dumb movie. Yeah. We had just watched Congo I don't know. I can't say dumb movie. We enjoyed it.
Right.
We just watched it a couple of weeks ago, and he was in it. And when we were watching Bourne, Jared was like, "Where do I know this guy from? Where do I know?" And
Right.
I didn't remember that it was from Congo, but he's actually in a bunch of movies. He was in the Suicide Squad.
Okay.
He was in Thor: The Dark World, so the second one. He was in that one, but he played like a guy where you couldn't even tell it was him. Like
Really?
he was all
He was
masked
all
up.
that stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he had like stuff all over him. So he's been in a bunch of stuff and probably stuff. I think Ace Ventura too, but I can't remember what he was in
Right.
that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's definitely a guy that if I was showing up to do like roll jujitsu or something,
Right. Yeah.
not the guy.
No.
I'm not picking him in the corner. I'm not
No.
saying like, yeah, hey, let's pair together. Let's pair together. So then you have Julia Stiles as Nikki.
Yeah.
Probably one of the ones that like people in our age bracket like know her a lot.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, the others you've seen, but you would have recognized her as an actress,
Right.
like Matt Damon.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
not on Matt Damon's level, but more known as an actress in that in Bourne movie.
Yes. Well, that and like she had been in 10 Things I Hate About You. She was the main actress in it.
Which is a big movie.
It was yeah. For my age, for your age, I mean that's where the 5 or 6 years age difference doesn't matter.
Right.
As far as movie watching, like we were both watching that movie, or people that we knew were watching that movie.
Oh yeah.
And then she was also in Say the Last Dance, which I've actually never seen, but I knew of it because it was really popular.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So she was one of those though that, and we kind of talked about this with Alicia Silverstone, but she was one of those that you would have thought after 10 Things or after Say the Last Dance or even kind of going into this, like, because she also did the Julia Roberts one, Mona Lisa Smile.
Yeah.
You'd have thought, this girl's going to be like a star.
Yeah, huge.
Yes, like she's going to be on Sandra Bullock level. She's going to be, one of the next one. And not saying she's had a bad career. I mean, she actually, spoiler alert for anybody that hasn't seen all 4 of these, but the newest one came out 9 years ago. So get on it.
Yeah.
She shows up in all 4 of these.
Yes.
So she's had a good career and still has one.
Yeah.
But I would have just thought bigger. Like she shows up, I think in Silver Linings Playbook.
Oh, really?
As the sister. I think she's the sister in
it. I haven't seen it.
If I was a betting man at that point, I would have said she'd be the main actress, not the sister.
I thought about that even during this movie. And I know the way it played out in the other movies, not that we want to get into that, but I mean, would she have been a better Marie?
I mean, I think acting wise,
that's what I mean.
She was
just a bigger name, even though
Yeah.
Marie had more screen time,
Right.
and more words, all those things.
Right.
Just a bigger name.
But I think, and I'm not the smartest at all this. I just watch movies and enjoy movies.
Yes.
But I think it was almost perfect to have this person that none of us recognize as like the co-captain of this mission for Bourne.
Yeah.
And, where all the focus is on Matt Damon or on Bourne and not on the actress that's with it.
Yeah.
And,
I agree. Yeah.
And she held her own. I don't know how to say her name, but that Franca.
Marie.
Marie. We'll just go with Marie.
Yeah.
But Marie, she held her own.
She did.
In all the scenes with him and everything, like she was not overpowered by Matt Damon's acting skills.
Correct.
Like she was definitely like toe to toe with Matt Damon. And was very good, very good in the movie.
Yeah.
But I agree with you that
it just entered my mind. I wonder why they didn't do her
as a bigger part.
Right.
Yeah. Now another thing, which this is not somebody that I normally get into, but I was watching some of the behind the scenes stuff, and there was a guy named Nick Powell. Ever heard of him? Because I hadn't.
No.
Stunt coordinator for this.
Oh, there we go.
And so, like going a little deep on that one, he was also the stunt coordinator on Gladiator. Or actually, he just worked on Gladiator. I'm sorry, he wasn't the stunt coordinator, but he worked on Gladiator. Right. He was the stunt coordinator on the rest of this, though. Braveheart, The Mummy, Nacho Libre, Hot Rod, the Andy Samberg.
Yeah.
And then you'll love this. He was the stunt coordinator. I saved this one for last for you on Cinderella Man.
Love that movie.
I know.
A lot of Russell Crowe movies.
He did. And a lot of times they will form like those friendships.
Right,
and they'll say, hey, I recommend this guy. I've worked with him before. Let's use him.
From what I've heard, I guess Russell Crowe just demanded.
Probably. And can get what he wants. Yeah. Yes. And one last thing on the actors in this. This was an early Walton Goggins sighting. Do you know who that is?
No.
So you've seen. Did you ever watch the show Justified?
No.
Okay. Did you ever watch? You've seen Ant-Man 2.
Yeah.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah.
You know, Sonny Birch, the guy that's running around with a tan suit, and he's Southern. He's got a really big forehead, and that was one of the things.
Oh, is he one of the? Yes. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
He's in the Treadstone workroom.
Yes, he's in the workroom.
And
That's exactly right.
He points out where
that's him.
The brother-in-law or what half brothers.
Yep.
Yeah, Eamon's house.
Yes. Yeah, you're on it. Yeah. That guy. Yeah. You've seen him in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
This was an early Walton Goggins sighting. And what's amazing to me as someone that I know you can't see me on this, but I have no hair, so I can talk about I have to shave my head every day because I'm nothing but a horseshoe. And so I can say this: that guy's hairline has stayed in that exact spot.
It's worked out for him. I
don't know how. Like, and he even referenced that on Saturday Night Live. Like, he was on he talked about it. It's like my hairline's been here since I was like 10. I think there has to be some work done to keep it at that spot.
Being an actor, he can pay for it.
Exactly. That's just me.
Yeah.
So, moving on from the actors, though, and kind of getting into the movie a little bit.
All right.
Some little things we don't forget or don't want to forget. You had mentioned something interesting about Bourne's birthday.
Yeah, so we're actually recording this right now. It's August, beginning of the school year.
Yeah.
And we're very close to Jason Bourne's birthday that it shows on his passports when he gets them at the bank.
Nice.
And it is August 21st, 1969.
So we're 13 days? Is today the 9th?
Yeah, I think so.
So now the listeners are finding out when we're recording this. August 9th is when we're recording this. And so we're 2 weeks away from Bourne's birthday.
Yeah, we could have said happy birthday on here.
We've got to put some things together. Got to get wheels in motion to put together a little party for Bourne. Yeah. Now, one of the things I thought was really awesome about this movie was the opening. Literally the opening of the movie starts out with this almost like Christopher Nolan-esque opening, because like Nolan movies, I don't know if you ever noticed it, Nolan movies open straight. Like there's no opening credits.
Right.
It just goes straight into the movie. Yeah. It's just like, here we go. And it's always cool music. This was kind of the same way.
Yeah.
There's just like this really somber music, and you see this body float.
Yep.
And we haven't talked about this, but that sets you up for an action movie for sure.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
And one thing that I've really enjoyed, and I told you last week we were texting, like, I want to do something action because I've watched Clueless 3 times this week, and I feel my testosterone lowering.
Yes.
And I need to raise it back up. Yeah, it's got to come back up. Got to work on that testosterone. Yeah. And so that's why I was like, let's do an action movie. That lets you know, though, like that opening sequence lets you know, like, we're in for an action movie.
Yes.
And everyone this week, when they've asked me, like, what's the next movie that you're doing?
Yeah.
When I've told them Bourne, like, especially the guys, like, this is an ultimate, we haven't covered this.
Right, yeah.
Ultimate dude movie.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, like, every guy, I mean, every woman that I've told, or every guy or lady that I've told that we're doing, like, oh, yeah, I like that movie. So it's universally liked. Like,
it's
Jensen,
just a good movie.
Jensen would probably say, oh, yeah, I like that movie.
Yeah.
Where you're like, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So this has been like an ultimate guy movie where every guy's like, oh, yeah, I love that movie. Yeah. So that's kind of exciting about covering this one. But that lets us know where we're at. And I think you had some thoughts on the surgeon that brings him in.
Yeah. So, he's found in the water. Obviously, a guy sees him. They pull him into the boat. And it's the older guy on the boat.
Yeah.
Cooks all the food for him, all those things. And immediately they lay him on the table. It's storming at that time. So, even the guys that walk out before they see him is having trouble walking on the boat because it's storming. And they get him on the boat. It's just funny to me. And then I guess the storm calms, but the lightning in the background is still going on. So, it's still happening.
Yeah.
But he's able to just, extract 2 bullets from his back without,
And the I don't know what it'd be called, and the thing from his hip.
Yes. Yeah. The bank account.
No.
Yeah, and able to do that.
What's that thing called? Like, do you know, like, what it was in?
It looks like a little laser.
It did. Yeah.
Oh,
He also pointed at his own eye.
Yeah.
Which, when I was a kid,
Yeah.
Like that was
1995.
Yes.
That was
Yeah.
no.
Yes, that was the one thing like you were told when those things would show, like, don't you dare point that in someone's eye, you'll blind them.
Yes.
And so like even now, that's like seared into me where I think like, oh, that he's probably lost his eyesight by now.
And because when I was a kid, that was cool to have lasers, not only just the red pointer, but to have things on the end.
Yeah.
That would come up on the wall.
Yeah. Yeah. Like change the
Yes, the little screw on the end, and you can have like a a basketball or a witch head, or different things. So that's kind of, I assumed that's what it was. But
and to mess with cats.
Yes, that was a fun time. But I just thought that was funny that he was able to just immediately jump into surgeon mode and just extract those 2 bullets, extract the hip, all those things, and during a storm.
He had Monica's steady hand.
Yes.
From Friends.
Yeah.
She's like, trust me, I got the steady hand.
Or DiCaprio from The Departed that you mentioned earlier.
Yes, yeah.
He never moves.
Yeah, hand steady.
Yeah.
Steady hand.
Also Matt Damon in that movie too.
Another connection.
There you go.
Another Matt DiCaprio connection. But this movie, so one thing that's really interesting about it, and kind of now we're stepping out of the movie itself and just talking about the overall, I don't know what you call the effect that the movie had on movies in general.
Yeah.
So if we're thinking about the effect that this had as far as an action movie, this changed action movies.
It did.
And that's one of the coolest things about Bourne, because, and the biggest sign of that is, so the Mission Impossible that came out right before this was Mission Impossible 2.
Okay.
If you remember Mission Impossible 2, it is by far, I think now we're at 8. I think now there's 8 Mission Impossible.
Right.
It is by far number 8 as far as it's terrible.
Yeah.
In comparison, I mean,
right.
it's fine. It's got some cool action sequences and stuff, but you could tell the director of that one was way more focused on like slow-mo doves and pigeons in the background or whatever. Like he was way more focused on like just a cool shot than he was making a great action film.
Right. The fight scenes. Car chases and all those things. Yeah.
Exactly. And this came out the same year as the last Pierce Brosnan James Bond.
Okay, yeah.
Which was Die Another Day.
Right.
I think. And that's the one that had him and Halle Berry.
Yeah.
I like James Bond movies, but that way that they were making them, that was done.
Yeah.
It was done. And because if you go and you watch Bourne and you watch Die Another Day, those are 2 drastically different action movies. And then all of a sudden in 2006, which would have been like, 4 years after this, you've got Mission Impossible 3, which starts going in the direction that it's at now, which is like crazy action, crazy stunts, crazy fight scenes. And then also in 2006, we get Casino Royale.
Right.
Which is the first Daniel Craig. So this changed action movies.
Yeah.
So if Jason Bourne got any credit for anything, this guy, needs to be on the Mount Rushmore of action stars and what he's done for the genre. I don't think, well, we'll get to this a little bit later. But you had some thoughts about his skills that he had, kind of going back into the movie. Some of his skills that he had after he, wakes up and all that stuff.
Yeah. So, and that, I think that changed a lot of talking about those action movies, going into those you were talking about 007, Mission Impossible, you knew about their skills.
Mm-hmm.
In Bourne, obviously, you don't know who it is. He's in the ocean. He gets in, and then he's waking up, and there's that scene on the boat, and he's speaking different languages.
Yeah.
And you can tell that it's going from language to language, and he's figuring out that he knows different languages, and he doesn't know that. And then it goes out, he's looking at the map, and the guy that performed surgery on him picks up some knots. He's like, what is this knot? Did you tie this? He's just like, yeah, it's like everything else. I know how to do it, but I don't know why. So, and that's in every kid's dream. You wake up from amnesia and, you have these skills. I can speak another language. I can tie amazing knots. I can fight people, and I know where the exits are.
Well, my other dream is to get bitten by a radioactive spider.
Yeah, yes.
This is me swinging.
And then to be able to do that. But
yes. But the more realistic one.
Yeah.
Is this one.
If they're both realistic, I don't know. But,
this is more realistic than Spider.
That's true.
Yeah.
But, and watching the movie, we know now the background that he put into it, but, just seeing the movie live for the first time, like, dude just woke up. He has all this cool skill.
Yeah.
Like, how, that's awesome.
Well, and we'll get to this a little bit later, but this was Matt Damon's first action movie.
Yeah, yeah.
So, like, we know from trailers.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, this is an action movie.
Yeah.
And we know, again, from that scene, like we were talking about, like, the way it just kind of starts out, like, this is leading me into an action movie.
Right.
But if you went into this sight unseen, like I think I told you before, Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
My favorite Thor movie.
Yeah.
But with Thor Ragnarok, I got so tired of trailers spoiling movies for me that I purposely avoided every trailer for that movie.
Yeah.
And like I even walked out of theaters. Like when they would start to play it, I would just like, that's how much I love movies.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is why I'm doing this.
Correct.
But so, I walked out of theaters just because I didn't want to see the trailer. And in this movie, if you walked into it sight unseen, you knew nothing about it. Like if you just flip, which could happen back then. Like you could just turn it on HBO and this movie be on.
Yes.
And you don't even know what you're about to watch. You would be surprised by all that stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, wow, who is this guy?
Yeah. He just woke up and could do all this awesome stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think you had some interesting thoughts on Treadstone too.
So, yes, when I go back and watch it, Treadstone is the big name of the Black Op program within the CIA.
Always made me think of tires.
Yes,
Every time.
But I thought it was a cool name.
Yeah, it is a cool name.
I mean, it stuck with me. I knew what Treadstone was, Black Ops program. But I guess my thoughts were Brian Cox was the older guy. He's kind of the head over it in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And my thoughts were that at first he didn't know what all they were doing. In my mind, I kind of thought he was innocent at this point in the movie because he comes and asks Chris Cooper, which is actually running Treadstone day to day,
right,
in the room and all those things, and actively looking for Jason Bourne. He comes in and asks him, why is Wombosi still alive?
Right.
Was that us?
Right.
And because he didn't know. And at that point, it kind of made me think, like, maybe he was innocent.
Sure.
At this point in time.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it a little bit later, how that changes throughout the movie.
Which changes in subsequent movies.
Right. Right, and we know that now. But also, I think it was good character development through this movie for Brian Cox.
Mm-hmm.
And how that changed by the end of the movie, which I know we'll get there.
Yeah.
But that was my thoughts when I first saw it. When it opened up, it goes to the, when they get on land, it goes to the CIA agency, and they have that conversation. He goes in and asks Chris Cooper, was that us?
Right.
That tried to kill Wombosi. And Chris Cooper's response, like, I thought you weren't going to ask me direct questions.
Right. Right.
So,
yeah, let me do my job.
Right.
I don't want to be micromanaged.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. But so one thing I noticed, kind of staying on the boat for a second.
Yeah.
Or actually, it's going to the bank, which I know you had some thoughts on the bank. But when he goes to the bank, did you notice that he had like either 3 or 4 bullet holes in the sweater?
I did, and
and 2 bullet holes in the back.
Yes. That was weird because I know he didn't have that underneath his wetsuit.
And that was another thing. I was going to say, was he even wearing? I mean, if you notice, like, was he even wearing the sweater?
No.
So,
because when he cut the wetsuit, there was nothing underneath. I mean,
so I guess that's just a movie mistake.
I would say so. Yeah.
Which I hate because that sweater's going to come up in another category.
Yeah.
But I hate that that's a movie mistake.
I thought that too. I was like, oh, why would? But yeah. I called it too.
Yeah. And then, he goes from there, I think, or beforehand, one of the coolest moments of the movie is when he, again, like you were talking about, this guy, he knows how to tie knots, he knows how to speak these languages, but the coolest realization of all that is when he's asleep on the bench out in the snow.
In the park.
Yes. Yeah. And the police officers come up, and the guy just kind of, waves his nightstick at it. He's like, and you can see it on his face. Like, oh, wow, what do I know?
Yeah, when he catches that baton, when he tries to hit him with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then just takes the guys out. And, I mean, I didn't clock it, but it was probably like 3.5 seconds.
Yes.
Like, both guys are done in 3.5 seconds. And, that'll come up in another little competition later, that scene. But it was just such a cool moment, again, of letting us, the audience, know, like, okay, this guy's not only brainy smart. He doesn't know just not just skilled as far as knowing languages. He's not just skilled as far as knowing how to tie these knots. This guy can take somebody down.
Yes,
because you have to go sometimes back to what did I think the first time I watched this?
Yeah,
and at that point, those are the scenes that changed action movies.
Yeah.
But let's see here.
And then you also he learned how to handle a gun too at that point.
Yes.
Because he broke down the gun when he took it from him.
Right.
So
yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. But you had some thoughts on the bank that he goes to.
Yeah. At first thought was, man, what a bank. It's huge. I mean, there's multiple floors. You see that typical nowadays, but even that, when he goes, it seems to be in the basement.
Right.
Because it's a high profile lock box, I would guess.
Yeah.
But then it seems like they're ahead of their time in 2002. They have a digital handprint.
Right.
He walks in and just gives a bank account. He doesn't have to give any identification.
Yeah.
Which seems weird too. But then he goes down, they scan his hand.
And he was obviously a big deal because he asks, like, when was the last time I was here? If I asked my bank when was the last time I don't know.
Yeah.
Your $50 in here really doesn't, move the needle for us.
Yeah. We don't know who you are.
Yeah. Who are you again?
Yeah.
I host a podcast.
And that's what I think is a high profile bank account. Obviously, they know him. And he gets the huge metal box and he opens it up. And they give him a private room.
Yeah.
Which is neat.
He gets to pull the velvet curtain looking thing.
Get that when I walk into my bank. And then he has access to a phone, a random phone, and a fax machine.
Yeah.
That I guess he can do business those type of people need.
Right. Right.
But I just thought it was a neat bank. Huge, obviously, for that. I think it was a mistake when he leaves the bank. He probably regrets not taking the gun.
Sure.
Because he takes everything.
I thought about that too. Like, why are you leaving?
Yeah. Well, at that point, he probably doesn't realize the depth of what he's about to get into.
That's true.
I mean,
that's true.
Except, as far as he knows, he just fought some cops, and they might know who he is, but they might not. But then,
but wouldn't like 2 bullets in the back and like a bank account in the hip tell you like I might be in some kind of shady business here?
And like something's. Was my question, like, how do you not really know what you're doing? I mean,
and the fact that I just took down 2 guys,
right?
Something's going on with me that I may want to keep that gun on me.
Correct, and that's what I thought. And also the contact lens and the contact case.
Yeah. Yes. Like all that stuff. All that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, he took it, but he has corrected lenses. I wore contacts for years, so I'm like, he's been in the water for a while. He might need to change contacts.
Those might be dried out. Man. Yeah. Take care of yourself. But so you also had thoughts on like the computer TV quality, like when they spotted him on the screen.
Yeah. So in the Treadstone room, I guess the Black Ops room back at the CIA. Just the computers at that time is 2002 or 2001, maybe when they're
23 years. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's the big box, huge back of them, small screens, probably, what do you think, 15?
I would say so, yeah.
Of all those, everything's white, the big keyboards, you can hear everybody typing, and they pull it up on the TV, which is a big TV. It's very grainy, which they're like, oh, yeah, we got it. But if me and you, looking at it now, we're like, man, that's terrible.
Oh, yeah.
That's terrible quality. But, that's the quality we also grew up playing video games in, and like, that's awesome. Now, I guess my daughter saw it. She's like, who is that guy?
Yeah.
They're like,
that's this old movie
identification.
Yes.
Jason Bourne right there.
Yes.
Well, now if they use that in the courtroom, they're like, I can't really tell who that guy is.
That could be AI.
Right. Yeah.
It
could be that too.
That could not be him at all.
Yeah. In the courtroom, he could be like, nowadays, be like, no, that's not me.
Exactly. Exactly.
But they were like, yes, that's him.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. They knew.
Yeah.
They knew. Well, and not to like, ruin what you're saying too, but like also I think the location of where he was at, like the bank itself.
Yes.
Because that's where they spotted him, right? On the computer.
It was right outside the bank when he's leaving.
Yeah. Yes, I think probably 2 and 2 together, even though it was grainy, they probably use that. But I agree with you. Like, I would still be like, is that him? I don't know. There's a bunch of guys walking by with that same haircut. I have no clue if that's him.
But back when I'm watching it, that's all we have.
Yeah, you were like, oh yeah, that's definitely.
I agree with it. That's just talking now terms. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Back then, 2002, when I watched it, I was like, man, that's awesome.
Well, and this was. Do you remember the movie Enemy of the State with Will Smith?
Yes, yeah.
So this was like 4 years after Enemy of the State.
So that probably came about from Enemy of the State.
Yeah,
how they could track you.
And which back then, which I still love that movie. That was one of my favorites back then, though. Like as far as like the technology and all that stuff. I loved Enemy of the State when they'd be looking for like the guy and they'd be looking at the cameras above. And, oh, look at this, and they'd switch to like all that, which I would imagine they'd be able to do that also. These guys could.
Yes,
but yeah, just wanted to cover that. So just kind of thinking on some real life things though. If let's put ourselves in Marie's shoes.
Yeah.
Or we both have daughters.
Yeah.
You've got Josie. I've got Evie.
Yeah.
If anyone offers you money to drive them somewhere and they're turning their back to cops as the cops drive by.
Yeah.
Would you recommend giving that ride?
And I thought about that too, but he also offered $20,000 and I would want to say no.
So you can be bought.
Yeah. $20,000. I mean, even in today's time, let's multiply that by 3.
When we were watching this, so
he just throws 10,000 to her.
Yeah,
I'll never see that.
That's a lot. Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah. So when we were watching this, now this was another one that we vid-angeled because there was a couple of scenes and definitely some, to give the plug again on VidAngel, which I highly recommend for anybody watching, cutting things out of their own. Or not wanting their kids to hear it or family to hear it. This cut out all the blasphemous stuff, which there's a ton in this one, unfortunately. And, just some adult scenes that's like, this is unnecessary to the plot, really.
Very unnecessary. Movie.
Yeah. But so when we were watching this, though, and Evie was watching with us, I was like, Evie, never take money to give somebody a ride. Never take it in general. But especially if they turn their back to the cops, if the cops drive by.
Yeah.
So, just a rule of thumb. Just keep it on the cautious side.
Yeah.
But one thing, right after this, I couldn't help but think, is this like the ultimate ladies' man? And here's my 2 points of that. All so, number one, he's a great fighter.
Yeah.
So he can take care of you, if that, were to be an issue.
Right. Yeah.
But number two, which is something that most men struggle with, he was a great listener.
He was, yeah.
I mean, when they're riding in the car,
she actually got mad at him.
Yes, she was like, "You're not talking at all. It's just me." And he's like, "Well, I like listening to you. It relaxes me."
Yeah,
that's like every woman's dream.
Yes,
for the guy to say, "Hey, just
keep talking,
just keep going."
Yeah,
I'm loving this.
Yeah,
this is the best. Just keep talking.
Words.
Yeah. I'm just going to sit here. You just talk. So I kept thinking, like, man, I bet, which everybody likes to, talk to somebody. But that's winning him some points.
It is.
So let's get to some of the really cool stuff, though. So the apartment fight.
Yeah.
And I know you have all of the assassins' names, and we'll get to that. But what was this guy's name? The blonde. Was it
Castile or Castile, however you want to pronounce it?
Okay.
They didn't say it, but it shows it on the screen.
Right.
When they're contacting. Chris Cooper tells them I want all of them up and running.
Yeah.
And it goes through all their names.
Yes. So they get to the apartment fight, and which a fight's coming the whole time. Yeah. Like when they show up, just like the way the camera's angling, the way it's using the background. Like, okay, there's somebody here, and there's going to be a fight. But one of the coolest things is obviously he stabs him with that pin. It's like just keeps stabbing him, and so I was wondering, did this pin stabbing, did this invent the John Wick pencil kill?
Yeah, it might have. That's what I wrote down. How cool it was. He just fought this dude with a big pin, just a regular old big pin. Off the desk, and dude has a knife. He has obviously a gun when he first gets in there, and and coming through could be part of that.
Yeah,
yeah.
And in the second movie, not to get too far, but I love that one too when he uses the rolled up magazine.
Yes, in the house.
Yeah. So this guy just finds whatever's around the house. He's like, you know what? Let's find. First he had the knife, and then didn't want Marie to be alarmed.
Yes.
Which I think you had some thoughts on Marie and the apartment.
Another issue with women, like, you get paid. Why do you go in the apartment?
Yeah, no,
I mean,
that's the time to go. Like
yes,
you run.
like you got your 20,000, you dropped him off. He's obviously running from the cops. You see that now.
Which that's not. I mean, to keep it fully correct, that's not a women issue. Like if you're a guy that's dropping the guy off,
yeah, anybody,
like,
yes.
yeah,
you get
you
your
just
money,
take the money and
this
run.
is already shady.
Yes,
and you're like, oh yeah, I'll go up to your apartment with you.
I didn't get it either. I mean, obviously we know later on she likes the guy.
Yes,
you know, there's a little crush happening.
Yeah,
and so
because he listens, he can fight.
He listens and he can fight. So that's why she's like, you know what? Let's go listen in the apartment.
Yes.
So she goes upstairs, and then I think you had some thoughts about the apartment itself.
Yeah. What about being a guy's apartment? Yeah, I thought it was. I mean, when I first saw it, I'm like, yeah, this is a dude's apartment. There's no decoration on the wall. He's got a weight bench in his room.
Yeah.
And it's just very plain, basic. Really just what you need.
Yeah.
Which is,
going
to be typical guy's apartment.
Yes.
And not anything, on the walls extra or anything like that. So.
Well, and Jared really put him down because he was like, why did they put the weight bench in there? He's like, he's skinny. And I'm like, if you think that's, what do you think about me?
Yeah.
Like, if you think that's, I mean, because Matt, I mean, I wouldn't say he's like massively jacked in this movie, but he can hold his own.
Right.
And
but that goes to show also kind of the type of people. So were all the other assassins.
Yeah.
They weren't like jacked because huge jack guys can't get into small spaces. They also have to be.
But they're all athletic.
Right. They're very athletic, but they're not like huge because you got to be able to run.
They're not Schwarzeneggers.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And muscle prevents you from, endurance running, just like you talked about running half mile, all those things. But
right.
So it kind of shows. But go back to the fight scene, for me, it was different how he entered the home than all the other assassins.
Yeah.
Even Bourne himself at the very end.
He just kind of busts in.
Right. The other ones are quietly kind of going. They cut off the phone line first.
Right.
Cut off the lights, all those things ahead of time, which I guess he cut off the hot water. I don't know if that was because he wasn't been there. I don't know. But
yeah, I guess that's weird. Like, I guess you will not take a shower.
Yeah, I don't know. Which I don't know why she was drawing a bath anyways, but that's besides the point. But
she's making herself at home.
I guess.
She's brushing her teeth. Yeah.
Which
she's
is
like, I'm moving in.
Odd to me.
Thanks for the, thanks for the 20,000. I'm moving in.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought his entrance was very different from the other assassins.
He was definitely the bulldozer assassin.
Yeah.
Not the sniper assassin. Like I think the Clive Owen's character was the professor.
Yes.
Like he was.
What a name.
Yeah, I know. Great name.
Yeah.
But he was definitely the bulldozer assassin.
Yeah.
And one thing, I don't know if you kind of remember this from the fight scene between these guys. This guy's body movements were strange.
They were. Even when he got up from being injured with a pin in his finger.
He rose up like a zombie.
He did. It was very weird.
Like he like rises, I mean, not like a vampire. Like you see movies with vampires where they kind of like rise straight
Almost
up out of the coffin.
Yeah.
And that guy rose, like, I was like, what are you doing?
It was weird.
Yeah. Now, I thought his jump out of the window was strange.
Yeah.
But then looking back, like, he just had both of his arms broke.
Yeah.
So like he is kind of running straight. But then, like after I think, I was like, okay, that makes sense. But there's twice, like if you go back, dear listener, and watch, there's twice that he gets up and he like vampires up.
Yes,
his vampire's better than zombie.
Yes,
he vampires up like he's coming out of the coffin and just like like it's this weird floating up.
It's very weird. It's a very awkward moment.
It's an odd choice by the actor or the director that said, yeah, that looks good.
Yeah.
Do that again.
Do it.
Yeah. You keep doing that. We need more of that. Raise up.
We need more cowbell.
Yes. But so one thing I noticed too about that fight, when he's banging the guy's head and he's like asking him questions, I'm like, give him a second. Yeah. You've won the fight.
Who are you?
Yeah. His arms were broke. I think he broke one of his legs. He got stabbed.
He's got pinholes.
Yeah. He's got like 6, you keep banging his head. He can't answer a thing.
Yeah.
And we talked about, Christopher Nolan, but in The Dark Knight, the Joker kind of alludes to that when Batman comes in and like bangs it, he's like, you can't start with the head; it makes the victim all fuzzy.
Yes,
you know, and he's like, that's what I was thinking. Like, you keep asking him questions, but you're banging his head against the floor. Like, give the guy 10 seconds to answer, and then finish off the job. Like, obviously, you've won.
Yes,
you have won.
Yes,
but so one thing I was thinking too, you know, when he calls the Hotel Regina or was it Hotel Regina or Regina?
I don't know. I guess my southern accent would be Regina, but I don't know.
Yeah, so
being in Paris, right?
I looked up the price of that hotel and what it would be now for like a normal room. It would be like $420 a night, or for like their best rooms, it would be like $700 something a night.
Wow.
So that's hotel.
Yeah,
this was an assassin that got around in style.
Oh, that's where John Michael Caine stayed.
Yes, yes.
I mean, and he was in the shipping business, buying a yacht, so he had to have good money, I guess.
Yeah. Another thing that I noticed about the movie that was really interesting. So this was just one of those little moments. You know, when they start putting the assassins all out there, and they're asking for all the assassins to show, you know, not show up, but they're like almost sending out the beacon. You know, like, hey, we need to kill this guy.
Be on standby.
Yes. You know, when Nikki's standing there at like that. It was outside somewhere, and she walks around the corner and then turns back around, and all of a sudden the professor's right there.
Clavo's there,
all of a sudden. It makes me think of like, we've all done this where you try to hide from somebody and you get busted hiding, and you feel like, I mean, it's one of the most loserish moments when you get busted, like sneaking to the point where and I kept thinking, like, how did he get there?
Yeah.
You know what scene I'm talking about? Like, when he just all of a sudden, like, I wish she would have seen him like sneaking over to get to the point where he wants to be. And then he's just like, oh, well, okay. What's the assignment?
I'm here.
Yeah, I'm here. Good to see you, Nikki. But that moment always sticks out to me. I think you also had some thoughts on Eamon's house, her half-brother, Marie's half-brother.
Yeah, when they get there, I can't remember what part of the country it's in. I guess it's outside of Paris. They have it on the map, but it's just a huge house. I mean, you only get to see a little bit of the inside, but the property is huge. The house is huge. And then it's got either a barn or another.
Tons of acreage.
You know, house outside. Yeah,
that one's going to do well if they list it on Zillow.
Yeah. And then he pulls up in that Jeep, which I like that Jeep. It's a cool Jeep.
Cool Jeep,
but I just thought it was a nice place. Just obviously, because she mentioned that he's always got money.
Right.
I mean,
right.
Always had money. Maybe she said it that way, but
yeah. Well, and it was even more. There's a little more character development for her too, because he assumed when she was there, like, what kind of trouble are you in?
Yeah.
And even the next morning when, you know, the dog doesn't show up for breakfast, he's, you know, and Bourne's like, you know, does that normally happen?
Right.
Oh, y'all have to go in the basement. He doesn't even look at Bourne. He's like, what'd you do?
Yeah.
Talking to Marie.
Yeah.
So it lets you know that, you know, she's had some kind of issues in the past, but I don't remember, and I may be wrong. Again, I'm not perfect on this stuff. I don't remember anything else alluding to her having a troubled past.
No, other than just being in the bank and she couldn't get money.
That's right.
So I assume something went wrong. You know, sometimes, you know, you see people yelling at the bank teller on that side of it, like, you know, you probably did something. There's a reason why they won't give you, you know, your account or your money.
Okay.
That would be my only thing, I guess.
No.
And that she could just pick up and leave and be gone for however long this took place in the movie, that she don't got to report to work, her parents, family, you know, any of those things. She just go with him.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
I mean,
no responsibilities.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah.
She needed money. That's why she drove him.
Sure.
Because that's what he saw. That's what he picked up on.
Yeah. Which is why he probably chose her.
Yeah.
And that Mini Cooper got around well.
Yeah. What a Mini Cooper.
We will talk about. We'll talk about that Mini Cooper in a minute. But kind of closing out this section a little bit. I know you had some thoughts on Brian Cox turning into a villain, like throughout the movie, like how he went from being a guy where you were like, I'm not sure about this guy, or you think he's a good guy.
Right. Yeah. And maybe, I guess when I first thought it, I just thought he was always in on it, and knowing the background of the other movies. But his development was, to me, that he did know fully what was going on. He knew it was a Black Ops program. He reported the committee about them just getting more money. But then when he found out it went wrong, because he even says that to Chris Cooper at one point, like, you've never messed up, so I've never had to ask.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah.
So, and then he goes all the way through the movie. He's hanging around. He's finding out more, I guess, how it works.
Mm-hmm.
And then, by the end of the movie, he gets his hands dirty and orders the hit on Chris Cooper at the very end. So at that point, he has learned all the way through what this Black Ops does.
Right.
At the beginning, to me, it didn't seem like he even knew what they did, other than the fact that they might.
Which it seemed like, well, it was an act. I mean, we find that out. Like, it was kind of an act by him.
Yeah.
He was playing dumb.
Yeah.
He goes, again, spoiler alert for a movie that's 21 years old, talking about the second one.
Yeah.
Supremacy. I mean, he goes full on villain.
Yes.
In the second, like doing the dirty work himself.
Yes.
In the second one.
Yeah. So and he kind of partners with the second guy in that Chris Cooper was ordering around to order that hit, gets him out, and then fully lies to the committee at the very end.
Right.
And then you hear the next mention of the Black Ops is Blackbriar.
Yeah.
Where, just like you said, he's fully both hands dirty into the program.
Right.
Trying to control different government things by assassinating people.
Yeah. And so, two more things, then we're getting to the competition.
All right.
And we're going to stick with Brian Cox for just a second.
Yeah.
So, Brian Cox in this movie, 56 years old. Okay?
Yeah.
Tom Cruise in Fallout, which was the one where Henry Cavill is like the bad guy.
Right.
So the Mission Impossible Fallout with Tom Cruise that came out 7 years ago. Tom Cruise was 56 in that movie. So there. If we're going by the Tom Cruise age-o-meter, Brian Cox in this is the same age as Tom Cruise was in Mission Impossible Fallout. So go look at that and look at the two and just be like, wow.
What kind of stunts is Brian Cox doing?
Yes. Yeah, he's not
Brian Cox.
He's not hanging onto a plane.
Yeah. He did perform all his stunts in this movie.
Walked from one side of the room to the other.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tapped on a computer.
Yeah.
Just like Tom
Get
Cruise
Jason on the phone.
In Fallout.
Yes. And one last little thing about the movie before we get to the competition stuff. And I think they play it in the first three. I'm not sure about four. But I love the closing credits music.
Yeah.
Like, it is such a just bad sounding music. It is so cool. I love it every time it's played. It's just like, oh, wow.
Yes.
And again, it lets you know, like, man, this guy is interesting.
Yes.
Yeah. But so let's start out. We're going to the competitions.
All right.
And we're going to start out with a big one. Big one.
Okay.
We're going to start out with a bang. Favorite action sequence. So I'll give you one of my nominees, and then if you have one, we'll go back and forth a little bit, and then we'll figure it out from there. So